All right, guys. So now we have M2K who placed fourth in Smash, and he actually won Melee. Um, we'll start off with Melee. Uh, you didn't lose any matches or any sets to you pretty much went all the way to grand finals, correct?
Yeah, it was
And
extremely easy.
yeah. Was there any difficulties, any Vegas players that might have given you some difficulties or
The
any
Sheik
noteworthy?
player that I fought in, it was for like top five somewhere. But
Psycho?
the Sheik player I fought, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not sure of the name, but he was actually harder for me than the than the Fox player I've
Trop.
played and the SK because I
Uh,
four stuck them. But the Sheik player was getting me down like two stocks.
yeah, I noticed that, and I was quite impressed with his level of skill, considering that Vegas is not a very strong competitor compared to SoCal and all the other East
Yeah,
Coast areas. And I was greatly impressed, and I'm glad that he gave you a little bit of run for your money. I mean, you
no,
you
but
you you dominated, but I mean, I'm glad he was able to do a little bit of damage. Um, so was there any frustration? Like I saw like a little bit of frustration when the guys were yelling at you and
oh no, I don't mind yelling, but
yeah,
they're doing it so close to my ear that it actually
yeah,
hurt. So I
okay,
told them to like do it from a distance. That's all.
yeah, and that's understandable. It's happened multiple times, and to me
Yeah, but
even,
I
and
haven't had
yeah,
it people screaming literally in my right ear like that
yeah.
close. So that I told them to like move back because that was too like loud.
Are you good with the Sheik versus Sheik matchup in Melee?
I'm alright.
You're right at it?
All right.
Okay.
Not
Uh,
not like the greatest at it, but I'm pretty
yeah.
good at it. I'm
Uh,
not really bad at many matchups. I'm bad at Sheik Puff. I think
Okay.
that's something I could definitely be a lot better at for sure.
So something like if you play like
That
Hungry
just
Box
yeah,
or
that just stands out to me that
okay,
I'm not as good at that as most stuff.
okay. Um, so Smash 4, you you lost to who'd you lose to?
Zero info.
Zero Info. Okay. So on Diddy Dittos, would you rather stay Diddy Kong or do you have any alternatives that you'd like to use against Diddy Kong?
I'm not
Uh,
actually sure who to play in this game. I just use
yeah.
Diddy because it's just the easy thing to do. But I don't have a
Yeah.
character that suits me as well as like Marvin Sheik did in Melee or Mene did in Brawl.
Hmm.
I don't feel like I have that character that just feels like my character. It's just that I'm just doing basic Smash fundamentals using Diddy.
And
I don't feel like the character suits me though.
you think so? You think Diddy Kong suits you as a whole? I don't know.
I could just get
Yeah.
away with just being a good player. That doesn't mean the character that I think the character suits me though.
Okay. I don't know
But I don't
'cause
know. I wouldn't know who else to use. I mean, I'm looking forward to Mewtwo. I really hope he's good because I really want to put my time into him if he's worth it. I'm gonna put my time into him regardless because you know
it's
my
Mewtwo.
name's
Your
Mewtwo
name
King. So
tag is
I made this
Mew2King.
name 13 years ago. I have to. Also, I like Mewtwo a lot as a
Mm.
character, so I'm actually excited for him. I'm really hoping he's not like a low tier because that'll be very inconvenient. Then I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing.
Yeah, I really hope so too. I mean, we all want Mewtwo to be a good character. We want Mewtwo to be good in Melee because you know
Yeah, I
Mewtwo's
actually
awesome.
originally made my stat list to try to prove that he was the best. I was like, I was a genius, but I was also an idiot at the same time. I was able to do these complex stat tests and stuff, but I also had the worst opinions ever. Like, oh, Mewtwo's the best because I believe he's the best, and if I have the
Okay.
heart, then it's like, I was delusional.
Um, do you ever? I think the Sheik in Smash 4 is a very quick character, just
Yeah,
like Sheik.
dude, I was thinking about that so much, but when I go from Sheik in this game to Sheik in Melee, all the differences mess me up. Like the fair, it's less of an overhead, twice the range horizontal, less lag, and the needles you release them immediately by just releasing the B button. When in Melee you just use the R button to cancel and then shoot it again with B. It's like a lot of small things are different. And I did try Sheik once, like a few months ago. Then it went back to Melee, and it messed me up for a while. And then when I stopped playing Sheik and just kept going back into Melee, I got back into my normal habits.
So it's
And
more of a
and since Melee is an important game,
yeah.
I'm very worried that would mess me up because that is actually my biggest fear. If that wasn't my fear, I would honestly look way more into Sheik because
Okay.
I believe Sheik could be the best character. If not, I see Sheik and Diddy as the best too. I still believe Sheik's better, but even if she's not, it's they're like their own tier in my opinion.
I wholeheartedly agree. The Sheik and
I just
Diddy
think they're,
Kong are pretty
in my
pretty up there.
opinion,
Yeah.
as of right now, with my current knowledge of the game, they're clearly top two to
Okay.
me.
I I agree with that. Honestly,
I'm not saying
Sheik's
this is
fast.
necessarily true.
Yeah,
This is what I think right now.
yeah. No, I can agree, and I think that might be true. As the game further develops, we'll find out more.
Yeah,
Um, so you're more afraid from the translation from going
exactly.
melee
If
and
I was to quit
yeah,
melee entirely, that might be something else. But
yeah, but
that
that's
doesn't
not an
seem like
option
that
for
doesn't
you.
seem like a good idea at
Yeah.
all.
Um,
And I pretty much I use Sheik the entire turn here. I use Marth just a little bit.
do
So
you stick to melee because you have fun with melee, correct? Or
it's multiple reasons. Like I
okay,
have fun with the game. I'm already really good at it.
okay,
It's big and relevant. If Brawl was still played, I would play that. I would be playing that too. Like I really enjoy Meta in that game. But it's not as much of a point to play something that it's like hardly ever around. Like 64 and Brawl aren't obviously nearly as big as like Melee and Smash 4.
Mhm.
So I just want to be relevant, of course.
Who's who's your most difficult opponent besides maybe Gonzalo or
Oh,
Zero?
that was pretty hard. Although I think all of the matches were very winnable. I
Mhm.
just didn't. There's a lot of things I just didn't know. Like I thought I didn't know I was gonna die at like 10 damage or something.
From the up B?
Yeah, I was
Or
like,
yeah.
I didn't know that being in the middle of stage. I didn't know it was that strong. I didn't know I had the fear for my life there.
So
There's just a lot of things that if I knew the matchup better, I feel like I could do better. But no, John's of course. Like he's an amazing player, and he definitely outplayed me and deserved to win. No
100%.
question.
He is a good player, and not many people play Ness. Just like he played Ness in Brawl, and not many people knew that matchup.
Yeah, he
like,
was in Brawl. He had the problem that Ness was like low mid tier,
yeah.
and now it's the opposite. Now
Now it's
all
actually
his 6 years of Ness are like carried over into one amazing character
Mhm.
of just the only changes are like nice additions. So that's convenient for him.
Um. So, what do you think of coming to Vegas? What do you think of this tournament? Was it? I mean, do you think it was ran well? Do you think do you have any improvements?
I think it was ran fine, but I
Yeah.
really don't like the seeding thing. Like, I don't think I'm ninth seed,
Mhm.
and when I fought Z, I won pretty solidly, and he was 8th seed, and I just don't think that just because you made some qualifiers means that I should be put up against Zero in quarters.
Yeah.
Even at Apex, I played him in semis.
Mhm.
I just don't think that's right, because I even actually I gave him the hypothetical situation that, well, what if I knew this ahead of time and I just sandbag and pools just to avoid that? Then would I have had a better bracket? And he told me yes.
Mhm.
I shouldn't be encouraged to do something like that.
No.
Like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
should be encouraged to play your best at all
system,
times.
The system shouldn't encourage that type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So seeding might have been a problem, and I agree because, I mean, you being 9th seed because there was only top 8, and then you
Yeah.
had to be 9th seed. I agree that you should have been at just probably a higher seed than seeing them. It's just the fact that we had these tournaments before and that they had the points and things like that.
Oh, yeah, I understand it. I just don't agree with it.
Okay. One last question. Two actually. You mentioned before that you think Mario. Do you think Mario is a good option against Diddy Kong? I think you mentioned that, or someone mentioned that Mario.
I don't
might
remember
be
saying that. I think
Okay.
Diddy beats Mario.
Okay. And who do you think is besides Sheik? Do you think is there any other close matchup with Diddy Kong?
I think Yoshi's a little untapped.
Okay.
I don't think Ness Diddy's bad at all. I think Diddy wins, but it's like not by much.
Okay.
So Yoshi and Ness are pretty untapped.
All right.
Pikachu relies on gimping. Like if you just don't get gimps, Diddy should win that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of all the characters off the top of my head, so I can't really think of many right now.
So, do you have any last things to say? We know that you'll be attending MVG Sandstorm. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at all the MVG turns. I'm actually
Okay.
working with Gregory a lot to put MVG tournaments all across the nation, all across USA, and in other countries like Mexico and a bunch of other places. And we're gonna have like big pop bonuses for Melee and Smash 4. I'm gonna do a lot to try to grow the scene.
Okay.
And I'm really hoping that everybody could support that. And me and Zero play Smash 4 every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on twitch.tv/MVG_league.
Okay.
That's the Twitch channel. And me and Axe also play Melee there. And we're also going to be having the big tournaments that we run. It's going to get more and more each year. It's every weekend or so that we have the tournament. It's going to be streamed on the channel. So it'd be great if people could give that a follow and support the tournaments.
Is MVG going? Is just national, or do you guys think of expanding
Global.
international as well,
Global.
besides Mexico?
We're going global.
Global. Perfect. Well, it was nice interviewing Mew2King. We'll probably see you at MVG Sandstorm.
Yeah, of course.
If you guys come, there's MVG Sandstorm is at the Another GameWorks in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona. I highly suggest coming to it. It's a big tournament. It's a national tournament. Please be there and support the scene.